Meeny, tiki parson. The writing is on the wall. What does that mean? Crypto markets are crashing. $380 billion had vanished. That's billion with a B. Prices are falling fast. Records are being broken for investors' losses. Before today's video, I need to speak directly with Goliath Ventures Inc. investors in Canada. Listen carefully. If you have trusted Mike, Vincent, the realtor, Jason Newton, or Marty, you've been misled. Goliath Ventures is a scam, a Ponzi scheme. Think about your money. Think about how to withdraw, or think about how the withdrawals have gone. Think about what happens next. When the US government freezes assets, Canadian investors will be in serious trouble. Worse than investors in the US, unfortunately. But hear this. Your funds are at risk. Time matters. Ask for proof. Document everything. Stay with me. I'll share new law enforcement developments on Goliath Ventures today. I'm absolutely exhausted. Goliath Ventures are coming at me with everything they have. They are not playing by the rule book. They're not doing things legally. They are trying to stop me exposing them. The last fight, the final frontier. But we have the Avengers, and we're coming after these people with everything we have. This is our arena. This is our fight, and the gloves are off. Even though I wish I was in bed sleeping right now, I'm armed up and ready to deliver a message of a lifetime to people who trusted their friends, their family, and invested in Goliath Ventures Inc. When I was brought up in a religious cult, we learnt the meaning of the writing on the wall. Meeny, tiki parson. It was drummed into me. It was gaslighted into me. And the meaning of those words is actually quite interesting. Meany, God has numbered the days of Goliath and brought it to an end. Tiki, Goliath has been weighed on the scales and found lacking. Pisces, the kingdom will be delivered and given to the Medes and the Persian. So that's my version of meeny, tiki parson, because the days of Goliath Ventures are over. It's crashed. It's gone. Now, you may have received a letter, and I've got that here somewhere. I had that here somewhere. Oh, that's what they've done. They've come after my YouTube channel. 3 strikes and you're out. Well, not where I come from. Do you know any other YouTuber that has 3 strikes against their channel because of fake copyright strikes? That was our last video. We're as good as day one. So if you think that their first ever quarterly JV partner conference call is going to be undisturbed on the 23rd of December, what do you think Goliath Ventures or Christopher is going to tell investors? What excuse is he going to come up with? How safe? Where are your funds? And what about the insurers? Now, we have insiders that will give us access to this meeting, and they will not be able to hide their dirty tactics. So You might have to reschedule that meeting, Christopher, because we have people who are investors who are getting desperate. They want to know why their funds have been frozen. And what does pending mean when you claim that you had 115% of your investment secured? Where's people's money? What's happened? It's time to ask those questions. It's time to ask and demand answers to those questions. This company has been squandering your money and schmoozing with people to impress people so they invest in their company. Meanwhile, the company owner, the founder, is drinking $2,000 bottles of champagne. We've been documenting this every step of the way. They have come after us with lawsuits, which don't seem real. It's just, they have tried everything to stop the Avengers exposing us. We do need your support and we do need your help. If you can help support me, then click on the support button on my website and donate money anonymously. We need a lot of money to fight these people. They're not fighting by the books. Let's get today's blog underway. These people are getting desperate, and this is just another day in the office for the Avengers. Let's get started. Crypto crash. Urgent questions. Goliath Ventures investors must act now. Do not sit here waiting for crypto to go plummet to the ground. You need to act now. Don't sit here for another week. You need to demand to know where your money is. You need to see that insurance policy that Christopher said he had. Billions are vanishing from crypto markets. And for Goliath Ventures investors, the truth may be even worse. The cryptocurrency markets are in turmoil, but this time the fallout reaches far beyond usual traders and speculators in crypto. Investors in Goliath Ventures Inc. could be facing catastrophic. I can't even say the word after I've said it. Losses. This is it. This is the crash. I'm telling you before you hear it from Goliath Ventures. They're having a meeting. Would you believe? Whereabouts is it? Did I shut it? On the 23rd of December. They're going to have a meeting about it. The company is already in a deep hole. And they're going to ask you to have a meeting with Christopher here. This is absolutely ludicrous. If you run or a private wealth business in Florida, you should also be concerned about the... Oh, sorry, I have to get it read.
Contagion and increased legal scrutiny that's coming thanks to Goliath Ventures implosion.
I just watched a movie on Netflix before I came here and did this live, and it was one of those end of the world ones. It's called, I think it's called Rich Plague, and all the rich people actually got sick and died, and their teeth would all glow. It's just been released on Netflix, and I tell you what, it's a pretty doom and gloom for the rich people when you watch that movie, but it's not probably the best movie to watch when you're about to deliver that a lot of people, like we're the Avengers. I didn't wake up one morning and thought, I'll just go after Goliath Ventures and start, doing the 14th. This is the 14th blog in the series of exposing Christopher and Goliath Ventures Inc. I didn't do it because I didn't have anything better to do with my time. I did it because I have a real sense of responsibility as a journalist to actually expose companies. I take massive risks myself. I have put my everything. Theoretically, if they won, I would be, I could be bankrupt. I look at these companies and I analyze, what they're doing, and I don't worry about the consequences. Because these guys have more money than a bull can shit, and it's your money they're using to come after me. But these guys don't even fight by the book. They literally hire people to come after me. They create fake websites. If you go to deheck.com, it's my website. If you go to deheck.co, you'll see there's a website. Even though we've reported it, it's set up exposing me. That's what they do. They get a domain name, they set up articles, they put about us pages in here, and they put, truth just to ruin my reputation. That's not, we haven't set up a fake Goliath Ventures website to expose them. It's just disgusting. But anyway, let's carry on with the blog.
This isn't just another routine dip in the market. This crash is wiping out billions, record sums, and for those involved with Goliath Ventures, the consequences could be devastating. The big question every investor should be asking right now is simple: where is my money really being held, and who's managing it?
So why is that a complicated story? Where is my money? I mean, this is the honest truth of it all. Look at that, Susie. Your words at the top are massive at the moment. It's all come back. It's come back to how it was the other day. I can't believe that is decided to play up. But anyway, I think Susie's got the right message going across the top here. So do have a look at that. I'll just see if we can make that not so big. No offense to the big writing. Let's try 14. Let's see if that makes it look better. Yeah, that's a bit better. Can't have Susie dominating my show. So what did Susie actually say? Canadians, listen up. Ask for proof. Document everything. Understand where your money is going. Why shouldn't you know exactly where your money is being kept? It's your money. It's not their money. They've offered to take your investment and put it in Goliath Ventures and give you anything from 2 to 8% per week. So we've heard people saying that's what they were claiming.
The trigger: Trump's trade war announcement on Friday evening. Donald Trump made an announcement about restricting trade with China, something he has hinted at before, but this time, it landed with full force. That statement alone triggered a massive global sell-off in cryptocurrency markets.
Yeah, imagine that. So you hear that announcement. So I think it's 100% tariff on anything from China. Look around your home. Look at my $2,500 cell phone, which I love, that's made by Apple, who's in America. I just bought myself a new laptop. Well, not just, but about 6 months ago. It came all the way from China. Everything's made in China. And then that's what's so big about this. That's why crypto had the biggest crash it's ever had in a single day in its whole history. What effect is that going to have on your investment with Goliath Ventures Inc? Why is there no public announcements? Why is no one calming the farm?
Prices fell so sharply that it became the largest single-day loss in crypto history. Around $380 billion of investor funds were wiped following Trump's newly announced tariffs on China.
380 billion, as I said in the introduction, billion with a B.
So, what does China have to do with crypto? Everything. The global economy is interconnected, and when one of the largest markets in the world faces economic pressure, speculative assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins sell off.
And there even seemed to be some insider trading with the crash of crypto. If you watch CoffeeZilla's, go check out CoffeeZilla's other channel. I've forgotten what it's called. Have a wee look. If you go to YouTube, boom, and if you search for CoffeeZilla, you'll find that he's got two channels. One that's called WorriedThe, and here
I don't even know what this is. I think this is all legal, kind of. I don't think it should be, as you'll see. But the question is, what did this guy know? Okay, how did somebody make $190 million while everyone else was losing their shirts yesterday? If you don't know, there was one of the biggest crashes we've ever seen in crypto. And someone came in 24 hours before and started placing shorts against the market. Short is just when you bet that the underlying asset is going to go down in price and you will make money on that. Now, this all started October 9th.
Great video. CoffeeZilla is a friend of the channel. I do talk to him. He's very insightful, and he knows a lot more about crypto than I'd ever imagine I will ever know. So That's what happened. Somebody actually made $190 million from from Bitcoin or crypto crashing. Isn't that amazing? And, so what's really going on? Oop.
The crypto crash began on October 10th, and the bleeding hasn't stopped since.
Right, the market meltdown. So if you haven't been keeping up with current investors and you really trust this alcoholic person here, Christopher, drinking all the champagne, $2,000. We counted in one image, $32,000 worth of alcohol. We counted all the bottles. These sell in the shops, in the nightclubs for $2,000 each. So we believe, I've never been in a position to even ask for a price, let alone know exactly how much they sell for. But they had bottles of tequilas and that champagne. That's where your money's going. So where is your money secure? That's what we want to ask. Hello, Velvet. Lovely to see you here.
The market meltdown. In just 24 hours, Bitcoin plunged more than 15%, Ethereum dropped 20%, and several altcoins saw complete wipeouts. Even so-called stablecoins briefly lost their pegs as exchanges struggled to handle mass withdrawal requests.
Listen to that. So let's think about this. Goliath Ventures, right? Goliath Ventures, how do they make their money? Blockchain technology, liquidity pools, and Bitcoin mining. That's crypto 101, isn't it? So here's a company that's been taking people's $100,000 minimum investment of $100,000, claiming that you can get 3%, or if you invest over $500,000, you can get 4% return per month, has built their company on everything crypto, and they haven't even made an announcement to their investors. But not only that, they claim that your investments are insured. Look, and are you not listening to what I'm saying? Look, even if you think that you're listening to a person that goes, oh, Danny's got a lawsuit. Well, here's my lawsuit, which is literally a printout of my website. Every part of this lawsuit by Oliver, which doesn't even look like he's out of school for that long, has got spelling mistakes and errors. This is even, I'll go as far to say this is an illegal court case because I live in New Zealand and you cannot serve papers to somebody from America. Our law system doesn't allow it. So these people are claiming I've been served and I haven't because it's illegal the way they've done it. But they're doing this as an advertisement for you investors so that you think that something is happening. This is worth nothing. It isn't worth the paper it's written on. And how can a lawyer that is claiming I've cost a company millions of dollars isn't even capable of spelling correctly? I didn't notice because I'm dyslexic. But this is a company that's built on crypto, and $380 billion have been lost, and they haven't even addressed their investors. This shows you that this company's already, as I've put in my image there, it's crashed, and they haven't even done anything. And now they're claiming that they're going to do their quarterly investors evening, whatever it is. What do they call it? I'll go back here. They're going to do, what are they going to do? You are, let's have a read. And they don't even put any announcement in it. And this is only just published. So let's have a read of what they're actually doing. Listen to this.
Dear partner, you are cordially invited to participate in a Q3 2025 quarterly JV partner conference call. Call details. Date, October 23, 2025 time, 6 p.m. EST duration, 45 mins, estimated, format, private webinar, registration required, deadline October 20, 2025 due to the confidential nature of this partner communication, advance registration with verification, is mandatory. All attendees must be verified joint venture private fund partner before receiving access credentials.
Well, we will be in that meeting. We have many investors who have given us access to this meeting, and we will be in here. We will be recording the meeting, just like I'll record the screen, and then we will, once we get that in order, we will play. Now, they're having a 45-minute long meeting It's a webinar, which means it won't be a question and answer unless you want to use the chat box. This is right up my alley. This is what I do on a daily basis. I stalk webinars. I go in there and we claw people out of them and expose them. This is the most lamest attempt, a 45 meeting to calm the farm. Really? Now, if you don't think that means everything, if you are holding cryptocurrency right now, you should be very concerned. But if you're tied to Goliath Ventures, you should be terrified. Good articles to read. If you go to deheck.com and click on, there's a link at the top of my website called Goliath Ventures right here. And in here, you'll find 13 articles. If you go to the most current one, you'll find the blog that I'm doing right now. And there's 2 really, really good PDFs that you can read about what detrimental effects, what's actually happening right now will have on your business, or more importantly, your investment with Goliath Ventures. So why does it matter?
Why this matters for Goliath Ventures investors. Platforms like Goliath Ventures claim to manage funds in crypto trading pools, DeFi projects, and other speculative ventures. But when markets tank this dramatically, those pools can evaporate overnight.
Boom. Crypto's a mean one, isn't it? This is what this company claims to be built on. Blockchain technology. Does anyone want to put their hand up to see exactly what they're actually doing in the blockchain technology sector? I would love to know because there's no proof. Liquidity pools. So we've worked out mathematically the amount of money that they're claiming people are making. It's mathematically impossible. Warren Buffett really sums it up well, and I have got that quote, so I'm not going to ruin that. But liquidity pools, he stood up on a stage when he was at the Vault 2025 conference. He paid $1 million using your money to stand up with Patrick Ben-David, and he said that they are in a business through private equity investments. And what did he say? He said that they do liquidity pools and pancake swaps. He paid $1 million to stand up on the stage and say that. So that's where he's claiming the money's come from. And the other one, well, put your hand up, everybody, if you've ever seen the Bitcoin mining that he does. So where's your money? Where is your money? Because this is what this company is built on. And we've just had was it $380 billion crash in crypto in one day? And the investments that Goliath Ventures have is all to do with crypto, and he hasn't even calmed the farm. How do you feel? And if you're in Canada, it's even going to be worse.
Let's be blunt. Ponzi scam investment platforms are not sustainable. They always fail.
So this is a Ponzi scheme. Now you understand what a Ponzi scheme is?
When legitimate crypto investors lose money, they still hold assets that might recover. But when a Ponzi scheme like Goliath Ventures loses money, there's nothing real backing it. These operations depend on a constant flow of new deposits to pay fake returns to earlier investors.
So dude, that's what a Ponzi scheme is. Violet, you make me laugh. I'm just reading your comments. I bet you're a little bit behind in what I'm saying because I know where you're up to. Violet was one of our Avengers, and they say, behind you all the way. Thank you so much for the support. Honestly, I should be in bed now. I'm trying to do a video a day, and we have a lot of research goes into these blogs before we do them. And then Violet said Voidzilla, which is coffee. Stephen, if you don't know him, which is really, really cool. A lot of people helping us out at the moment. A lot of support coming in from people. A lot of people are giving us names, people's places, travel logs, associates. I could show you a whole lot of new photos we just got today. The information that we're getting in is quite hard to process. We've currently got about 120 plus people on our name and shame list. And it's just a rabbit warren of the people that Goliath Ventures have ruined people's lives. They have selfishly taken people's money. It is fraud. It is just disgusting what these guys are doing. And I feel like I actually personally feel like I'm in a boxing arena with Christopher Delgado, I can't even say his name right. And I don't have any gloves, and he's trying to hit me with his gloves, not making any difference. And all I'm doing is laughing at him. All I'm doing is laughing at this kid This is a 35-year-old guy roundabout. I don't know even how old he is. And I'm a 55-year-old man. And I have seen this rodeo before. We do this for a living. This is our arena. This is our boxing. These are our spectators. And here's Christopher trying to be the man. And he's just a clown. He is a incompetent clown he's been in scams before. We've shown you the blueprint of where he got the scam from. We've totally exposed this guy. And what's his answer? Oh, let's go after them. Let's try to hire some people in Pakistan, for God's sake. Let's do some copyright strikes on his YouTube channel. Let's send him hundreds of emails. Let's do denial server attacks against his website. Let's take this guy off and show him how big we are. This is stupid. This is what I do for a living. This is my arena. You're not playing with somebody who hasn't been in this rodeo before.
Questions every Goliath Ventures investor should be asking. If you have money with Goliath Ventures, now is the time to demand answers.
Somebody who actually has, it is time to demand answers. I don't want to take away from that. We've just got a comment here from Microsoft certified trader, and he said, let's go after the Pakistani book publishers. I just had a generous donation. Somebody just bought me 20 cups of coffee, and it was a lady who invested $100,000 to get her book written by some Pakistani people. He finished up forming a relationship with her. I had to listen to the phone calls. I had to stop. But we listened to the recordings. This Pakistani guy finished up having a romance scam with her, and it was a hot and heated 2.5-hour phone call. I could only listen to the first 10 minutes of it, and I'd had enough. But that's the tactics that these people use. But she actually got $25,000 of her money back, but she still lost $100,000. Now, I've got 3 court cases pending in Pakistan, and we've got representation over there. So currently I have 5 court cases pending that I fight, and I have to, organize myself for. But the support that I get from people is pretty cool. And we've also got some organizations that have now put their hand up to help us out, which is fantastic. So things are only going to get better. But you can throw lawsuits at me. You can make claims about my family. You can go after me personally if you want, but you can't stop me exposing you guys.
How is my investment performing after the massive decline in crypto markets that started on 10/OCT?
Yeah. Yeah. How are those investments going?
If my funds are safe, how can that be when Bitcoin and Ethereum have crashed by double digits?
How does that work? So remember, Christopher's claim, everything's insured. Who's insured with? How can this investments that he's offering be safe? What does Christopher have that no one else has? Is he going to use this as an exit strategy? Is he going to go live in the 2 houses that he has ready to go in Dubai? Do you realize he's bought 4 houses in the last couple of months in Orlando? 4 houses. Yes, that's what he's been doing with the money. He's trying to squirrel away your money for his future. He doesn't mind if he goes to jail for 5 years. He's going to jail. That is 100%. Christopher will go to jail, and he'll go to jail in a few weeks' time. And then I'll come and visit everybody.
Who is the mysterious insurer supposedly protecting investor deposits? Can I contact someone at Fidelity to confirm Goliath Ventures investor funds are safe?
So Fidelity, you meant to be the people that insured this. Well, who do I contact? Who do I contact who's got my investment secure? That's what he's claimed. Fidelity is the insurer. So who? Who do I contact? How do I know that my money, my investments are safe? Where is the money?
Where is my money actually held? And can I see proof of custody or withdrawal records?
Yeah, let us know. Let us know that your funds are secure.
If Goliath Ventures refuses to provide real answers or documentation, that's your red flag.
Yeah, so why wouldn't they provide that? They have been asked by numerous people to show their books. They have not shown their books to anybody. In fact, the lady who runs the whole company is Nadia Bringus. Not bring us any money. She closed her company down on the 2nd of September. We thought this was part of their exit strategy. She reopened her company on the 3rd of September in the state of Wyoming. Goliath Ventures Inc. closed the company down. So your contracts aren't legal anymore because Goliath Ventures Inc. has closed itself down on the 3rd of September. Did you hear what I said? So the company, unless you have signed up new contracts, now we've spoken to investors and they tell us they've got the same contracts with Goliath Ventures Inc. Florida on it. And they have not signed up new contracts. So they've reopened the company as a new company called Goliath Ventures Inc. in Wyoming. Get a lawyer, find out what's happened to those contracts, because so far they're illegal contracts. They mean nothing. You cannot close down a company without reissuing all the contracts. So that's a massive red flag right there, isn't it? I don't even need to go on about that. Or do I? Are you not listening to me? Ring up Christopher. If you want his phone number, let me know.
The red flags of a crypto investment scam. If you're still unsure whether you've been caught in a fraudulent scheme, look for these telltale signs.
So here's one of my most favorite quotes ever. And often I will say it off the top of my head. You can see who's been swimming naked when the tide goes out. And I always give credit to the person that gave that quote, and that's Warren Buffett. However, when I searched for that before this video, only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked. That's the actual saying. So isn't that a powerful statement right now? Now, other scams that I've been busting, one of them was Hyperverse, a $1.9 billion scam. I was in a Bloomberg documentary. They spent 10 months getting that documentary correct, asking me questions, interviewing me. They sent a film crew here to film me, question me. I was interviewed over Zoom with the reporter who was based in England, and we explained blow by blow what actually happened. Now that was when crypto died last time. It actually went, they said that the scam would be able to survive if crypto got back up to 44 cents, $44,000 a Bitcoin. They worked it all out mathematically because it was all built on new investor money coming in and also the growth of crypto. But as soon as crypto went backwards, the Ponzi scheme fell over. And that's why you need to act fast, because this is no different. So common red flags include
most high-level employees, including CEO, and others, having serious criminal background tying them to fraud.
So do you not understand? Have you not been reading our blogs? I mean, we've got the Alexander brothers, and also I can never get his name right. Rico claims he's got nothing to do with Goliath Ventures Inc. And here's photos. Now, the last couple of videos ago or blogs ago, we showed that these guys were in handcuffs in the docks, and they've been charged for sex trafficking and having sex with people after drugging young ladies. They're rapists. So, these are the people that are hanging around Christopher. Now, Christopher was associated with my liquidity partners, and the guy that was the co-founder of that was sentenced to 2 years in prison. And then he asked for his passport back so he could go to Dubai, and they let him go. And he's now living there, never served the sentence. It's just unreal. I don't know why that happened, but I'd love to know why that happened. I must ask the investigators why they let that guy have his passport back. I can tell you another wee story. There was a guy in Australia that had $14 million of Hyperverse money. They took his passport off him because they thought he was a flight risk. So they gave his passport back to him. 2 days later, they decided it'd be a good idea to charge the guy because they found out he was connected. By that time, he'd already packed up and gone. After taking his passport, that's what some government departments do, unfortunately.
Guaranteed profits, even when markets are crashing.
Okay, did I just hear them say guaranteed profits? How can you guarantee somebody, you say to somebody they're going to give you 4% return per month, and they guarantee you that? How can they guarantee that? Now, what magic source, what idiot insurance company would even offer you that on a high-risk crypto investment? It's bullshit. It's all there to tick another box in your subconscious mind.
Secret insurance policies that no one can verify. Same exact thing as my liquidity partner Ponzi scheme, Delgado's first big crypto scam.
Yeah, this isn't his first rodeo. You know, this guy got fired from In-N-Out Burger for stealing Adele tickets, took them home to his girlfriend, his wife at the time, which he's still making out he's married. I've heard some people didn't know that he's still married, and they were trying to get them to invest $100,000. Some people have thanked me for highlighting that some people were ready to give over money. They were mortgaging, they were putting money on credit cards so they could invest in this investment. And just before they did that, they saw my videos and now phoned me and thanked me for saving them from investing in this company.
Delayed or pending withdrawals for weeks or months, being hit with undisclosed fees when asking for your money back.
Now, I just can't even say this without laughing, but promised returns of, so first of all, delayed and pending withdrawals. I don't know if you know what the word pending means in Scammerville. That means we're leaving the building. It's like saying Elvis has left the building. Well, when pending happens, that basically means the company's fallen over. So people are being told that their money is pending. And they've also been told there's fees to keep their accounts open now. So these guys are trying to keep it all going. Promised returns of 2 to 10% per week. Now, I hope that's not a typo, but we've researched everything. But they are offering, I know, definitely 8% per month with some cases. But 10% per week, I hope that's meant, that might be year. So don't quote me on that one. Do your own research. But this is some of the intel that we are getting at the moment, because a lot of people have been making a lot of money from introducing people to it. One investor in Canada, his name is Jason Newton. We have heard that he has brought in, we believe, 120 million for Goliath Ventures Inc. And he's moved to Canada to get away from it. How do you think he'll be sweating like a rapist at the moment? And I can use rapist because there's guys associated with with Goliath Ventures Inc. who literally have been charged and accused of raping young ladies. That's the honest truth of it. So why would you hang around a company where they've got criminals? You've got Tomo. About 7 days ago, we've got a photo of him standing there with Eric Trump. 7 days prior to that, we've got him on with the Tate brothers. Now, if you don't know who the Tate brothers are, do some research on the internet. The Tate brothers, and here he is, and he's on 3 luxury yachts, and Tomo and Christopher are on these yachts. I might as well bring it up now. I've started talking about it. So you've got them here with government, and then the next minute you've got where are we? Did we have that? I think it's under YouTube. So this video here, I'll just have to enlarge it. These 3 ships, the Tate brothers have put these on, and this is all about a club called the warroom.ag. And these guys are all out smoozing together. And if you cruise right up to around about, I think it's those. So they're showing their brotherhood thing. It's all men. And if you come to, where is it, 17, you'll see, hold up. Did you see that? There's Christopher. There's Christopher and Tomo. So just behind my ears, I can't wiggle my ears. So that's Christopher dressed up in a sailor costume, and Tomo. And here they are on these, and then we've got, so these are known, known sort of like, I don't know, modern day gangsters style. These guys will even admit that they, like Andrew Tate, I don't know him from a bar of soap, but these are really wealthy people that have made a lot of money doing all sorts of things, and I don't even know much about. I haven't even interviewed them, but I was talking to another YouTuber, and when I said that these guys were involved, they couldn't believe that Christopher and Tomo was actually involved with these men. So this is what's happening. So they've got no license or authority to raise funds. So I don't know what part of that doesn't go into people's head. These guys have got no authority. They're not licensed. They're not registered. Even the guy by Piers Curry, the guy that was in it at the start when we showed the initial video, he isn't even registered as a financial advisor. We couldn't find any registration, and he was claiming that he was. We've heard that he's put his house and put everything into Goliath Ventures Inc. And we've also heard that he's still actively promoting things. So these guys, it's just criminal what they're doing. But they're still promoting it like there's no tomorrow. So it's just going to crash. Lots of people are going to lose money. It's hard to watch.
Lessons from history, we've seen this before. This isn't the first time crypto investors have been burned by too good to be true opportunities. When FTX collapsed in 2022, billions vanished overnight, including customer deposits that were supposed to be safe. The same pattern emerged with Hyperverse, where investors were promised steady returns backed by supposed blockchain technology. In the end, there was no real trading, no blockchain innovation, and no transparency, just recycled money and slick marketing.
Yeah, and it's such a shame. I was in a meeting today with a crypto company, and I was talking about how people keep investing in these these exchanges that aren't what are they called, decentralized exchanges, and it's just the lure of the high risk, high gain. They just can't stay away from it, and it is absolutely amazing. But yeah, when FTX collapsed, we even had we've got our government, what do you call our pension funds? Not our pension funds, but our retirement money. Some of our investors were actually invested in FTX. One of them lost 45% of their portfolio because they were invested in crypto investments. It was incredible. Each time investors are insured, their money will. Oh, let's just go with that.
Each time, investors were assured their money was insured, tokenized, or diversified. Each time, those promises evaporated.
Yeah, so all these Ponzi schemes and scams, they all paint the same message. It's not the first rodeo, as I said. They just make up lies to get your money, and then they ghost you, which is shocking.
Goliath Ventures is a Ponzi scheme and will cost deluded investors their money.
Yeah, it is a Ponzi scheme. Okay.
The psychology of belief and denial.
This company's over. It's crashed. It's dead. Anything that you are hearing, if you're lucky enough to get your money back, I wish you all the best. I hope you do. Do not take out more money than you put in, because it will be stolen funds and it will be clawed back as per our other videos.
Many victims hesitate to face reality because they've been emotionally invested in the scheme. They've been told to trust the process, believe in the vision, or stay positive. But blind faith doesn't protect your wallet. It only buys the scammers more time to disappear with your money. Scam operators rely on emotional manipulation. They create communities, promise wealth, and use motivational language to silence critics. When the collapse begins, they blame FUD, the media, or government interference, never themselves.
Yeah, so I'm sure I'll start getting to the blame. Look, I'll start right here. Christopher is a pisshead. He is a nobody. He is a liar. He's a cheater. He's a fraudster. He is everything you get in my day-to-day job. This guy is committing fraud. He lies through his teeth. He's got a softly spoken voice, no doubt. He knows he's successful. He could have used his energies in a better fashion. He's got 3 children. I think he's got 1 adopted child. I pity them. They will have to watch their father in prison as he serves out his life sentence for stealing millions of dollars from mum and dad investors.
The writing on the wall, let's face it, Goliath Ventures is in serious trouble. In addition to running what many believe is a Ponzi scheme, it's likely they made reckless leveraged bets on crypto that have backfired in recent weeks. Their liquidity pool is drying up, withdrawals are being delayed, and the once constant flow of new investors has slowed to a trickle. If you're an investor, now is the time to start asking hard questions before it's too late.
It's too late, maybe, but go and ask those hard questions. Don't listen to me. Go do your own research. Ask where your money is. Ask because you're a bit nervous about your money all being gone now. Did you really have that much money that you could give it to Christopher and not worry about it? Of course not. I'm not biblical, but there is a time where they talk about people will be throwing their monies on the street. I don't think we're quite that bad yet, but let's say it again. $380 billion lost in a day in crypto. And now you've got a a company that builds itself on crypto, claiming that your money's insured. Oh my God, I don't even know what to say to that.
Once withdrawals freeze or platforms go dark, even law enforcement can struggle to trace digital assets. Timing is everything.
You're not going to get your money back, kids. Your money's gone. If you don't have a shit show in hell in getting your money back through law enforcement. I can tell you that now. I've never seen anyone get their money back. Never. Not once. FTX maybe, but I didn't investigate that. But FTX, theoretically, they've clawed back some money, and with the spike of the inflation that they had. But let's be truthful here, guys. Let me say something to you. Personally, I do not believe that any of your money is stored in crypto, which could be a good thing. But I also don't believe that your money is secured. But you need to ask those questions. Where is Christopher claiming that your money is? He was claiming 115% of your money because remember he got the independent audit by Matt Burke, who now owns a company that's been merged back into Goliath that was called Black Block. Wealth Management MD, which we believe was given to Pierce Curry, who was going after the people's superannuation money, or what do you call it in America? I don't know what you call it, but people's retirements money. That's why they was going after all the firemen's money, the firemen, the military people, and that's what they were doing. So where is your money? Where is your money? Canadian people, are you sweating? You should be sweating. You should be asking those questions, and you should not be sitting on your hands waiting for a meeting that's going to come up on the 23rd of this month for investors to have a 45-minute webinar where you're going to be gaslighted a whole lot of lies. And we will be in that meeting. We will be recording that meeting. Investors have had enough. We are speaking to investors every day. They are coming to us telling us, how can we get our money back? My funds are frozen. The people that haven't had their funds frozen, we ask who their upline is. And it's often a big whale. So they don't want to lose the whale's money, so they keep the people below them happy. Isn't that amazing? Here we go. Let's read these.
If you have money tied up with Goliath Ventures, here's what you should do immediately. Request a full withdrawal. Even if it's pending, take screenshots of your account dashboard, emails, and communications. Save all transaction records and wallet and bank accounts. Report the platform to your local financial authority or consumer protection agency. Connect with other victims. There is power in collective action.
Yeah, and now we have got lawyers who actually want to do the help people who have lost their money, and they will go after Goliath Ventures. So we do have lawyers who do want you to come forward, and we can put you in touch with those because the aftermath of this, when we all find out it has crashed, then the lawyers can step in and see if they can recover anything. Assets, 2 houses in Dubai, $4 million worth of vehicles. There's a little bit of money there to recover.
Because once a Ponzi scheme collapses, the operators vanish fast, and recovering funds becomes almost impossible.
Yeah, so final thoughts. If you're holding on, hoping for a miracle, recovery, remember this. You only get flack when you're over the target. The market crash is exposing the truth. As I said, Warren Buffett, you can see who's been swimming naked when the tide runs out. And the truth isn't pretty. This is the truth. This is it. Goliath Ventures has crashed. There's no money left. We can tell this. From my experience in exposing large-scale Ponzi schemes and scams, I can tell you now that there's no life left in this patient. I've been pounding the chest 32 times a second. 32 times, was it 32? There's a song, Staying Alive. And you do this, but unfortunately, the Goliath Ventures patient has no life left in it. So that's the blog for today. Now, if you're wondering why we're doing this, we've got a whole series on Goliath Ventures. And as I said, you can go to theheck.com and you can read every one. The first one we looked at was the shaky contracts. So we got hold, the very first person that reached out to me gave me a contract that they didn't sign. And we looked at the contract. We used open source intelligence. We went through the contract and we found so many red flags. I thought, why have people signed this? Why have people put their money? So that was our first blog. The second one was they were claiming they had compliance, and that was a load of rubbish. A smear campaign. That was what they were claiming that we were trying to do for no reason. The bookkeeper vanishing. That was pretty amazing. We found out that Nadia Bringas actually used to work for Samuel's accounting. And if you go to Samuel's accounting, who's the person that's registering all these companies, he's got about 500 companies that he's registered. And then we found that Nadia works for Samuel. I've forgotten his last name of the company there. But it's just amazing. Fake audits, as we mentioned. Who did the audits? Well, Matt Burke. Who was he? Well, he's a parish of the local church. We contacted the local church and they scrubbed him from the website. These guys, FinCENT registration, they're not registered to do financial. The people that are handling the money are not registered to handle money. So this is all done illegally. So then we talk about clawbacks. People who have, one person we know had $15 million invested, managed to get his $15 million out, plus $2.8 million out in profit. So that person has been amazing and also very helpful and knows that money is going to have to go back. So we've actually saved $2.8 million worth of your money. So that will be all part. That's why you need to get a lawyer. If you need a lawyer who wants to handle the recovery, let me know. We have one. We have a few that actually are biting at the bit to help people who've lost their money. Obviously, we'll need Christopher to come out here and be a big boy and explain to people that crypto destroyed his company. But the honest truth of it is this company has nothing to do with these three claims. There's no proof. There's nothing. The guy's a cheating, lying, scoundrel, pisshead. That's all he is. The security questions. So the contracts that you have are all unregistered. So you've got a contract that is void because of the claims they made on the contract don't exist. So unregistered security problems, why Goliath Ventures contracts are likely to be illegal. And then we gave you a blog of what a real company would look like who was handling the money they are. They wouldn't have a bookkeeper, for God's sake. They would have a whole company structure. They wouldn't hire a security guy who's a bodyguard. They'd be hiring cybersecurity people. In England at the moment, I think it's Range Rovers had their company shut down from a cyber attack. These are real threats. So they, like, would you go to their website, and if you go like this, and you go to login. So this is the login screen. So if you don't know how to log into Goliath Ventures because you haven't remembered the URL, you go to crm.goliathventuresinc.com. So crm.goliathventuresinc. And if you come in here and you put your mate's email address because you don't know whether he's an investor or not, and you know your mate's email address, then you go like that. Now, Christopher has just received a text and he has that digit to put in. So Christopher's probably wondering, oh, what's happened? But when you go to Goliath Ventures website, and let's pretend that you are an investor, there's nowhere to log in. The login screen has been removed off the website. And when you go to our team, they are scrubbing people from the website. There's people that have been removed from the screen. The only people here now are too scared or too deep invested. Alex, for example, what's his skill level? Well, 3 years ago, he's a personal trainer. A personal trainer doesn't earn enough money to buy himself a $350,000 Lamborghini, but we've got a whole database on him. Nick and Christopher. Nick is in it deep. And Nick, come forward. We talked about Brenda Chunga. Search for Brenda Chunga. She brought in $640 million for Hyperverse. She became, on the 3rd of December 2022, she went to the local police station and handed herself in and said what she had been doing. They let her out again. She became a paid informant, well, not a paid informant, but she managed to work with the feds, the IRS, Homeland Security, and the FBI. And she actually went into the company and started helping with their investigation. It was absolutely amazing. But she was a big player. So there's a chance here, rather than going down with Christopher, who's already going to jail, there's no doubt about it. In a few weeks' time, Christopher will be arrested and he'll be in jail. And so will Nick, if he doesn't speak up now. And so will Matt Burks, and so will Pierce Curry, and so will Alex. All these guys are going to go to jail. David, the guy that's organising the seminar that's happening at the moment, used to be a fireman. And all of a sudden, he's helping run a multi-million-dollar company. Are you shitting me? All these guys, the Alpaca, they shut down their podcast. So they've got this podcast called Alpacas, which is all about bro culture. Forget about the woman. These guys are womanizers. They've shut it down. If you go and look, 5 days ago, he published, "This is our last video. We're not doing it anymore." These guys are all getting ready for their exit strategy. I mean, the shady business practices of Tomo, shaking hands with Eric Trump one day and on a cruise ship with the Tate brothers the next, or the opposite way around. So, some of these people that are on here, these people are going down big time. We know that Vince has recruited a lot of people into these systems. These guys are the ones that are doing the Zoom meetings, encouraging people to invest. They've got a travel director. I mean, you've got Smallback and his mother are recruiting people. James, all these people will be getting scrubbed from the website. So, as I said, you've got, are you receiving stolen monies? A lot of these places are getting paid from investors' money for services rendered. So, be careful. All the charities I've donated to, he claims he's given away $4 million to charity since they've been going 2019. $1 million last year. Stood up in the White House, made an ass of himself, saying that he's going to donate. No, he's pledging $2 million to a charity to help fentanyl. Got all his photos with Kalpesh Patel, the head of the FBI, Michael Johnson, the Speaker of the House. And next minute, if you go to his LinkedIn profile, he's got photos going out alleging that they were there for Crypto Day, but they weren't. He paid, we heard a rumor, don't know if it's 100% true, but it's too hard to believe, but he paid $250,000 to be there on Fentanyl Day, but now claiming or insinuating that he was there on Crypto Day. Because remember, this company is a crypto investment company with no proof of anything they're claiming. Right, as I said, so there he was. So so we've got FBI director one day and Andrew Tate the next day. And also Ron, what's his name? Ron
DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis. We've got photos of all these people that they're schmoozing with. It's just unreal. And then what do? Instead of answering my questions, they're telling everyone I've got sued. I'm getting sued. Getting sued for telling the truth. And it's Danny versus Goliath. New Zealand journalist sued by Christopher. Goliath Ventures Inc. I uncovered what I believe was a large-scale Ponzi scheme, and I'm here working for the investments. So what does the company do? Let's sue him. Let's report his YouTube channel. I've lost my TikTok account. I've lost my Facebook account. I've lost my Instagram account. I've lost my Reddit account. I've even set up a new Reddit account, put up some articles, and that gets shut down as well. It's not because I'm doing anything wrong. It's because they're hiring people from all those platforms that you get. I get 100 texts a day from people who are trying to shut me down. I get emails in my inbox telling me they want the page that we're looking at the moment removed off the internet. And they just keep coming at me. It's tiring. I'm exhausted. I should be in bed sleeping. But I'm here exposing this company to save investors. We need your help. I need your support. I need your money as well. I'm not doing it for the money, but I do need money. I spend all my time fighting this. And people have been very generous. And I'm not asking for people who have donated to ask more. I'm just saying, if you're sitting here thinking this guy's doing a good job, then support me. Go to my website, click on support me, and you can come here and you can basically donate money anonymously if you like. and it's really, really important. I started off a campaign trying to raise $2,000 so I can fund 10 full scam investigations. Well, 13 blogs later, or maybe 14, I've lost count, and here I am, I'm still exposing the first scam. But if you want to help support me in what I do, then please support me. I really appreciate it. I really mean that. All right, so what have we got now? We've got 3 copyright strikes. That's the way they fight. The gloves are off. I know how to fight this rodeo. This isn't the first scammer I've taken down. And then today's one is crypto crash. Questions Goliath Ventures investors should be asking. Crypto prices crashed. Goliath Ventures investors should be very worried. Do not sit here on your hands. All the investigations that we do are done with open source intelligence. We don't hack. We don't do anything illegal. We rely on people's testimonials, screenshots. People send us emails. You can go to my website, which you'll see here. I'll just make this a more, and you can click on Contact Us. So the Contact Us button will go to a form that's on my website. And on the website, you'll be able to fill out this form and provide us anonymous information. We don't really necessarily want to even know who you are. We want you to give us the leads, and then we'll go investigate and make sure that they're valid. We want photos of these people out there having the good times. We've got a large database, which I will try and bring up to show you what we're doing. Just make sure I get the right window up, and then we do. So if we're here, this is my database that I've got just for Goliath Ventures Inc. So these are 120 people of interest. Let's use Christopher, for example. So in here, we have the property that he has. We haven't found out where the 4th house is yet, but these are the houses that he's bought. So you come back here. We've got screenshots. So we've got all the screenshots, crypto wallet addresses. The first document we've got, holidays, buying buildings, just a lot of information, secret meetings, billboards. We've got a lot of people's Instagram accounts, all the girlfriends he's got. We've got all their names and who they are. Kat was one of them. She was accused, her father was accused of stealing his watches, for God's sake. PDFs, we've got all your documents. I don't know what's going on there. Ugh, that's not right. They must be under a different area. What else have we got? Lear jets, we know all the flights. We know where you've been flying. We've been monitoring your jet rides. And that's not all. We've got 650 people that we believe are involved in this. In America, we've got I don't know how many. I think we've got 150 Americans now on my files. But if you go back to persons of interest, you can see that we've broken them into countries, and we've got quite a few people in on our database. We've also, if you go back to home, this isn't a public database. In here, you've got all the Ponzi schemes and scams that we are currently investigating, and we're always asking for more intel. So maybe you've been approached by somebody else. So we've got Wealth MD, Black Block, and my liquidity partners. Some of the things that we've had, like, ones like Trades Technologies. This scam was promoted by a whole lot of people we know. They lost $11 million in 8 months. Ooh, that was loud. But we've gate crashed these Ponzi schemes and scams. So these are people
will be flying with me to Dubai. So I will check if. So
we monitor these Zoom meetings and we go after these scammers, and then we're there for the aftermath when everyone realizes that they just left. Like this one scam here that we're looking at was shut down, lost $11 million of investors' money. These are small scams compared to Christopher's scam. Smart Lab. This is we had their website taken off the other day, which is fantastic. And hopefully we will have some good news in the morning. There's a company called Liquid Pay Finance, and we're hoping that we'll have this website removed. A lot of work goes into doing this because we've got to fill out all the paperwork. We've got to talk to people. We've got to form relationships with people, and then we get them shut down. This particular company, we've tracked over $400 million worth of stolen crypto from people. We've set up a website to expose them. We've got secret videos where they have been One of the copyright strikes I got was from this company. He's been featured in Bloomberg, this particular guy, Chavis. They've asked questions about what he's doing to Visa. They said they don't know who he is. He was claiming that his credit card was backed by Visa. He's got Visa all over his credit card. But if we shut down this website, which we believe we will do, all these people that have got money on their credit cards will lose it. And that will be because of the work that I do and my Avengers do. We're working together, and we're always looking for new people to help us fight this scam. So, as I said at the start, I'm very tired. They're coming at us with everything they've got. We, even though I sometimes feel like it's me and them, and then I get messages. One of my Avengers today sent me a message, and they weren't in good health, but they don't let up. They support me each day, and I support them. They support us. We're a tight family. I just don't know how to. I don't mean. Let's just put it in real raw terms. What is my why? If you're listening to Christopher and his people, and they've just said that Danny DeHeck has woken up one day and just decided to grab some good, legitimate investment opportunity company and start doing a series. I've done over 25 videos now exposing this company. Did I really just wake up one day and decide that I want what they claim I'm doing it for is YouTube clicks? I make about $300-400 a month from my YouTube channel. Are you telling me that I'm risking putting myself through a $350,000 lawsuit for $300-400 a month? So I'm just going to show you, because that might be a bit hard for you guys to comprehend. This is the back end of my YouTube channel. And currently estimated revenue is $342. Now I have to pay tax on that. Now this is $11.73 more than usual. I get 24,000 views on my YouTube channel a month, and it doesn't go it just doesn't go up any more than that. But it is up at the moment. But why would I risk everything in my life for three? And I get some donations. I'll be transparent. I think I've had in the last, I don't know, I mean, a couple of grand in the last 6 weeks, maybe, in donations. Is it really worth jeopardizing, everything for a few dollars? Is it worth getting myself involved in a $350,000 lawsuit that could bankrupt me simply because I want a few YouTube clicks? Is that the mentality they're telling people? The truth of it is I was brought up in a religious cult. 2 people in my immediate family, my stepfather and my sister, who was 2 years older than I, died by suicide because they couldn't live up to the expectations that the Jehovah's Witness organization put on them. That's what I believe. So I see people in these Zoom meetings that I normally monitor, or I see these slick salesmen telling people they're going to get 4% return. That's the lies that I got told when I was part of the religious organization, the Jehovah's Witness. And I grew up with that. When I got to the age of 23, I started to question things. I didn't do things the way I meant to, and I got kicked out of that organization. This is exactly the same as Goliath Ventures Inc. As soon as you start questioning things, they'll call you a dream stealer. They'll start going after your family. They'll start sending, there's already people who have invested. They have signed their contracts. They have asked for their money back. They have got their money back. They are now getting threats of legal action. They have literally received cease and desist letters from Goliath Ventures. The paperwork that I received had other people's names on it as well. So they're going after people that have trusted them, have invested in them, and now they're trying to say, if you talk to Danny DeHeck, we're going to come after you. What type of company would do that to their investors? A credible one, a fraudulent one? I don't even need to say. So this company, they're coming at me with everything they've got. They ain't got enough to get me. They might get me off the YouTube thing. They can have my TikTok. They can have my Instagram. They can have my Facebook. They can have my Reddit account. They can fill up my email box with rubbish emails. They can send me 100 texts a day. That's not fighting, guys. I don't even know what that is. But you can't stop me talking and exposing you guys. And to be honest, the damage is done. We've got 6 different government agencies working on this. Now, I'm not working for them. I give them intel. I correspond with them a little bit, but it's a bit of a one-way street, I'll be honest. But every time we give them some intel, we get a message back saying we're on it. We're monitoring. We know. So if you're sitting here with your hands under your bum, you need to start reaching out to us. We can put you in touch with lawyers. I recommend you get yourself a lawyer. I recommend you start asking those questions. If you can lose $380 billion in a day in crypto, then why would you sit here with a company who claims that their money's insured and wait to see what the outcome is? Are you really going to wait till the 23rd of November? We're going to be in that meeting. We have access to that meeting. We'll get access to that meeting. And I bet you anything you like, that meeting will probably be cancelled now, because that was a wise choice. Because we don't want our private investor meeting broadcasted around the internet, do we? Well, it's already happened. The first video that we had, they've tried to get it removed because that fully exposed them. 39 people had seen the video that we discovered on the internet, and it fully exposed what they were doing, how they were operating, how they were telling people in the company to set up LLC companies so that they would litigate the damages that will happen if they get closed down or discovered. You know, they were telling people that Goliath Ventures Inc. had given away $100 million to investors in 2024. So how much money have they given away in 2025? Well, if you're like me and you know how Ponzi schemes work, imagine this. Somebody invests $100,000. 12 months later, they actually get $60,000 on top. Now, that's all false money, fake money. There's no liquidity pools. There's no crypto trading. There's no income. So now Goliath Ventures has to take that $160,000 that they encourage people to leave in their platform. And if they're going to keep delivering the same burn rate, what do? Well, they need to go out and get more investors. And they are getting more investors because there's a whole lot of silly people out there. It's just mathematically doesn't scale. So unfortunately, guys, I'm telling you now that Goliath Ventures Inc. is over. It's bankrupt. It's burnt. There's no money left. There's no way you will get your money out. If you were lucky enough to get your money out, that means there's a big whale above you. So think about who introduced you to Goliath Ventures. Go back to them and ask them whether they've still got their money or is their money still pending. It's just ridiculous. Ah, dear. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm actually going to call it quits now, but I will actually pin that. I think I've got a link. I can probably go. I think I've got support. I'm just going to put that link in there. Support link. It doesn't do it all. Let's have a look. Yeah, but I'm really proud of what we've done, and I'm really proud of the Avengers, because it really is. This is the biggest opportunity I've ever. Actually, if you look on the bottom of the screen, you'd have to type it in, but you've got my address there. Yeah. But we've done really well. And I think that's me for the night. So I really thank you for being here. I'm going to go to bed. I'll wake up to the morning. What normally happens in my morning, because it's 1:05 in the AM, is I wake up and then one of my Avengers comes up with a new topic or a good blog that we could do. So if you want to reach out to me on my website, reach out to me on WhatsApp. My phone number is easy to find. It's even on the YouTube video you're looking at. If you go to the more button of the YouTube channel, you'll find my phone number. Reach out to me with some ideas, or if you're feeling like I mean, this is the worst thing I get, is I get people telling me that they have mortgaged their houses up to the limit so they could invest in Goliath. And then they realize that they've lost all the money and they've left with a big mortgage. So what I'm saying is, I feel for you, and don't feel silly, don't be ashamed, but don't sit on your hands. Come on, let us help you. We're here to help you, investors. Don't be stupid. Let us help you. Send us a copy of the contract that you've signed, and let us have a look at it. All right, guys. Yeah. Take care of yourself, guys. I'm going to go to bed. Thanks for watching. I'm Danny the Heck.